Okay, hello fellow viewers, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to review this new e-bike right here. It's a ROGI S Plus. It's a recently approved e-bike by this manufacturer right here. Yep, the manufacturer is YY e-bike. So it's another e-bike by them, and it's actually one of the highest battery capacity right now at 28.8 mAh. So the bike itself is relatively small, you see, very small. It's even smaller than my previous G-Move MC. If you have watched my videos, I will have used the G-Move MC. It's a golden yellow one, and from the looks of it, it looks pretty smaller. It's so small, like very small and very compact. Without further ado, I'll just go through from what I see from the front all the way to the back. So from the front, we will be having these pneumatic tires. It's a street tire basically. It's a 16-inch tire, and it has a width of 1.75. All right, and right in front we have the light over here. Right now the light, I will say, it's much better than the G-Move MC version 2, the e-bike that I've used. And I just tested out inside, and it actually comes with a horn. The horn is actually a buzzer. It's at the light itself as well. And yeah, that's what's in front right here. And it uses the disc brakes right here, as you can see. But it's a mechanical disc brake. So I mean, it's a shame right now that they did not have these hydraulic brakes. But with the pricing of, I think, around 1,900, and a way to save the weight or whatsoever, they have to actually use the mechanical brake. So yeah, so that's what I can see in front. And before I forget, they actually do have the front just quick release. So you can actually do a quick release from here without ever needing to, you know, bring a toolkit or whatsoever, an extra toolkit. And yeah, it's actually quite nice to do a emergency, air tube tire replacement. So that's the front part over here. And now at the side right here, as you can see, this is your controller. Yeah, it's actually right here, just small, very nice. I think it's a 10A controller. Seeing from the size of it, right, and compared to the MC, so far that's about it. And also for this, we have the crank arm right here. Yeah, and the pedals are not the foldable ones, and it's not the quick release type. So if you want to change it out, yeah, you may actually do so, no problem. And right now, yeah, right here is your seat post. Very small indeed lah. It's a very short seat post. I think it's around here only. So you can actually, like, bring it all the way up. If you're a very tall rider, then you have to make some amendments. And your saddle right here. It's a very slim saddle actually. Maybe to reduce weight or whatsoever. And over here, we have your reflector. This e-bike doesn't have a rear light. So instead, they use a reflector. Maybe you want to get a light or whatsoever. And behind here, this part right here is basically your battery, the one that powers your e-bike. And it's a 28.8 mAh battery, currently the highest. The nearest one is the recently launched Mobot Ultra. And it basically works like those Comax or other Mobot e-bikes. I mean, it's something new to me lah. They have this key over here to actually, engage the bike and whatsoever. And yeah, something pretty new. Usually for the G-Move MC, I'll just have to turn on the display and I can just ride along. Whereas for this one, you have to actually use the key. And it's a motor powered with 250 watts. Yeah, it's measured at 250 watts. Let me check. Yeah, yep, it's a 250 watt motor. And again, rear brakes, mechanical as well. But the rear tire does not come with a quick release. Instead, it comes with a a nut right here, and we have a very small stem right here. So no, small kickstand. So, but it doesn't have a mud guard. But for the rear part, having a mud guard really does make the maintenance a bit harder, because you have to, how do I say this? It's a bit harder to actually, take off the tires and whatnot, just in case I have a puncture and to change the air tube. And this e-bike doesn't have a license plate, so I could not ride it on the road lah. You see? And yeah, for this side we have the orange seal, again unmarked. Yeah, it's not marked because as you can see, there's no number over here. And let's look at the stem over here. Again, not as wide. Again, they have to comply with the regulations. It cannot be more than 700 millimeters. So let me just hop over. So yeah, this is how the handlebar looks like. Not that wide. You don't need to be so wide anyways lah. And this is how the point of view is. So right now I'm actually just sitting on it right now lah. And first thing first, handlebar, and then your brakes, mechanical brakes. And this is your display actually. Yeah, the display, actually the most important part. So for your display, the first thing that you have to do is to actually put your ignition to on your battery. Make sure the battery connector is connected. And this thing right here, it works like the MC. So you just have to press this button right here. Just wait for a few seconds and it will light up. So right now we will have, first thing you will see is your speed right here, kilometers per hour, followed by your speed assist or your pedal assist level. Right now I'm at level 1. I can put it to 0. So it works like the MC. So we have the plus to go up, minus to go down. So yeah, this will be, let's say, how many do we have? Assist 1, assist 2, and then assist 3. I think that's the highest. So we have 3 speed modes or pedal assist level. Below here are your battery bars, and then we have your odometer at the bottom right here. And it's a bit minimalistic like your G-Move MC and other similar e-bikes, but it does get the job done lah. And this bike doesn't have a bell you see. Instead it has a horn. It's a very short, very it's not that loud actually lah. It's just nice to let people know that you are behind without using a very feed dog horn or something where it's super loud. You don't want to use that type of horn to warn people, right? It's not actually nice lah. So yeah, the horn is like this. It came from the light over there. The grips, however, yeah, the grips is nice though. Grips are very nice. For a stock e-bike, it's actually quite good. Okay. So let me just dismount right here. And yeah, the kickstand is like this. So it's a bit flimsy, a bit soft. So you don't want to be too rough with it. And yeah, this is the battery ignition that I'm talking about. Those who use a Comax or any similar type of batteries that needs a key to, function. Yeah, it's normal. But other than that, for those who use the MC or any e-bike that just needs to turn on the switch, yeah, you have to get used to it lah. I mean, not all e-bikes are the same. So that's one of the things that you need to take note of, especially me myself lah. And the e-bike is very, very small. Actually, it fits my frame really well. I'm just 162 centimeters in height. This bike actually fits me lah. I mean, you can see from, basically this is like at my midriff level already. So this bike actually fits me lah. Not so much on the taller side. I mean, if you are short, yeah, it's a very good thing. And it runs on the 48 volt system. So I'm not really quite sure how good it is. But let's hop on this bike and I will see how it actually performs. Okay, now this is the bike right here. So I'm just going to mount this bike. Actually pretty simple. It's either you can go over, or since this doesn't have a rack, it's not even exposed. I can just do this lah. Very easy to mount lah. So I think we just have to on this thing. Actually, let's try one first. This is my first time being on a 48 volt system. Oh. Oh. Okay, the first thing that I noticed, oh man, let's go through through this thing over here. Oh my, wow, this is how a 48 volt system functions. I'm at assist 1 and I'm at 13.4 kilometers per hour. If it's a 36 volt, right, it would have been so much different. Okay, I think I should be on level assist 1. Let me just turn on the light. For the light, right, you can just use, it's like the MC. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This bike is very responsive. Okay, let's go, let's stop here for a bit. Man, the bike is very responsive, man. Okay, so for the lights, right, you just have to press this thing right here, the plus button, and here it is, the light. I think the light would be better if I were to, you know, push it a bit down. Let me just readjust it. Yep, I just readjusted it. Now it's much better. Yeah, it's completely okay for a light, and yeah, we have the indicator that the light is on. And yeah, I'm really skeptical about this, man. Like, honestly, the bike is let's say the start is very fast. It's not like the 36 volt on the G Move where you have to pedal a few times, cycle a few times, and the power assist will kick in. This one, however, is just one cycle, like around one cycle or a quarter, it just kicks off. See? I just pedal and it just kicks off. See? Let me just ramp up to number 2. Number 3 now. Okay. Now the down slope, but so that's the uphill test. On assist 1 itself, is just enough for this particular e-bike, right? You don't need to ramp up maximum assist like the G Move MC. Okay, for the G Move MC, I will have like put on assist 5, which is the max, right? And then only it travels like what, at 19 kilometers per hour. This one, however, on assist 1, yeah, on assist 1, right, already went to 13, and I don't need any effort to you know, pedal or whatsoever. And I'm really scared to go downhill in this e-bike. It's actually very unstable, I see. Yeah, it's a bit unstable. That's why I can say, oh, okay. Very scary. I don't know how. Maybe it's just me lah. I'm not so used to the 48 volt system. I'm a bit too used to the 36 volt. Very bumpy ride indeed but so that's the uphill Sadly, I could not do a top speed because the area is a bit too small But I can say one thing this bike, right, really fits me I mean, in terms of my height, I mean, I have no issues being on this e-bike It feels like an MC, but what I can say is this the pickup speed is way different than 36 volt, way different than a G Move MC. I mean, you don't even have to mod this bike, I think, but it's rated to travel at 25 kilometers per hour. So I'm not going to travel so far because I can't even travel on the road because of the registration. And I think I should actually take a 36 volt and then test it out. Maybe it's something similar with a 3-speed assist system to see how it actually fares up against this e-bike. Okay guys, I'm back with the ROGI S Plus, and so far this bike is very powerful. The 48 volt is, yeah, the 48 volt is super torquey. It's a lot of torque power and the hill climb is just amazing. Like this one is like what, 28.8 ah, and I think you can just cruise in speed mode, speed assist 2, like easily speed assist 2. You don't have to go full power, don't have to go full ham on anything like the G Move MC that I always use. I always be on assist 5 and everything. And let me just check this battery. Yeah, let's just turn on my calculator real quick. And actually calculated on the way here, this battery, right, is rated at 28.8 lah. Okay, 28.8. And it's a 48 volt system, right? We have 1382.4 watt hours. And if you were to, this bike comes with a 250 watt motor, right? Assuming that that you are cycling, like non-stop at the max assist speed, you can reach like nearly 6 hours. So if you're like pedaling like crazy, you know, non-stop, okay, maybe you are like out there to do endurance test or whatever, yeah, this bike will actually last you 6 hours lah. But it comes with a cost lah with this kind of thing. I think the charger is like what, I think it's 2A charger, so it might take up to 14 hours to charge your e-bike lah. So yeah, let me just take this, divide it by 2. Yeah, around 14 hours to fully charge this thing from flat to full lah. So you might want to actually charge it like whenever you can, or you have to wait 14 hours to fully charge this e-bike. And this bike is actually quite, to me it's actually good lah. There's nothing much to say lah about this bike, other than the, you know, the small size of it. Okay, it's literally very small. I expect it to be a bit bigger, you know, but it's actually quite small lah. Maybe because yeah, it's a bit small, very small. I expect it to be longer lah, but, and it doesn't have a rear rack lah, so maybe you can install a rack yourself. That will be good. And the foldability lah, I mean, this bike is actually foldable, so how to fold these things actually quite simple. This latch right here, there's actually this latch, so you just pull it up. It will be like this. So this is how much it will fold, something like the Mobot Ultra, but it makes it a bit compact lah. So it folds from the stem only, and so far it's good. I mean, if you were to put it outside, right, your handlebar will be in the way, so it'll be good if you fold it like this, makes the thing a bit narrower. As you can see right here, very narrow, so it's not meant for you to go commuting and such, right? And it's just there for storage purposes only. Let me just put it back. Yep, it's all good. So yeah, there are a few bad things about this bike, I must say. First thing, what is that? Yeah, the rear lights. The rear lights right here is not existent. The only thing that's existent is this reflector. Maybe you want to get a rear light, who knows. And they don't have a rear rack, so you have to, you know, find a place where there is a rear rack to, you know, bolt it on, or maybe install the rear rack to put your delivery bag there. If you do not want to be in a hassle to find, right? You can just use a backpack and then deliver with it. I think furthermore, I think the rear rack will be a bit hard to put on because we have this thing right here. The seat post is not that tall as well, so you need some clearance to, you know, put the, you know, the basically the rear rack lah. It's basically clamp here, right? Or else, yes, to have some clearance, or else you will actually hit this. And that's one of the main flaws that I find. And the tires, street tires, I'm not a fan of it. So if you want to change it out, go ahead, go for some no fat tires or what. Not fat tires, like a wider tire. Doesn't have to be, you know, so big, just a 2.125 or something. And yeah, so far it's all good lah. And oh yeah, one more thing, the kickstand, if you want to change, go ahead. I mean, it's very flimsy. I got to be honest with you. And the saddle also is a bit too hard. I mean, if you were to cycle for very long, I don't think you want to be in this saddle right here. It's very thin. Yeah, very. I mean, this saddle is for those on a race bike, right? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't, you know, give too much chafing on your thighs, so maybe it's good lah, but it's not that great for the thing that is sitting on here. Other than that, the bike being stock is all good lah. Controller is good, it's sealed. Okay, the screws are here. You can take it out, take out the battery, take out the controller. Okay, do some servicings on it. And the wiring management is actually alright. I mean, if you want to have the, you know, this kind of, means the wiring, the amount of wiring is not that much also. As you can see here, it's just the brake and the controller display, very minimal. Yeah, it's very minimal. So, but the wires are a bit exposed. So if you want to make it a bit neater, right, you can get this kind of a sleeve or something. I don't know what it's called, but you can fully enclose and cover all these wires right here. You can do it yourself. It's actually quite simple. Very minimalistic bike. I mean, for a height, for my height, right, it's actually quite good. I don't know about you guys, but if you guys are above like 1.7 meters, maybe this is not the bike for you. It's a bit too small. But the main selling point is the battery. You can run up to 6 hours with you know, pedaling like non-stop in a max assist level. If you somehow manage to do that. And but the charging time is also quite long, 14 hours. That's something that you need to take note of. And no rear rack, no rear light whatsoever. And again, no voltmeter. So you are just stuck with the usual battery bar right here. And actually they have a voltage meter. Yeah, sorry, they have a voltmeter right here. My bad. I forgot to do this. So you have the odometer, the trip, the voltmeter right here. So they have the voltmeter. Yeah, I'll take that back. They have the voltmeter. I just didn't see properly. And the time when this bike is on. So yeah, I'll take that back. They have the voltmeter. Like finally lah. I mean, this is one of the few bikes that have it. And you might want to install a bicycle bell also, just in case your bike dies, right? You can't actually activate the horn, so having a bell or whatsoever is good. Other than that, when it comes stock, right, it's actually quite manageable. Just the lights only. Lights, rear rack, if you are a food delivery rider. Yeah, you need a rear rack, right? Mud guards. Yeah, you might want to have a mudguard on, but it's just for the front. The rear is a bit hard to put on now. I just want to tell you guys first. The seat post, better change it out. So, and the saddle also better change out. That's, if you buy this bike lah as a food delivery rider. And if you are like someone who uses this bike for commuting, go to work, or go to get groceries and stuff, right? Maybe you just want to change the saddle, change the seat post, get some, you know, bicycle lights, slap on it, get a bicycle belt, slap on it, and you are good. You don't need to, you know, don't need to mod lah. Okay, from what I'm seeing right now lah, these kind of bikes, right, there's no need to mod. The only time where you want to mod is to go faster, but please do not do that lah. So yeah, I'm just going to return this bike back, and it's definitely smaller than a G-Move MC, just that it doesn't fold from the middle. So overall, it's a good bike. So let me just return this to the retailer, and yeah, Ekolife Tai Seng, it's just recently opened, and I would like to thank them for having me here to test out this bike. And yeah, I think another YouTuber actually, you know, made a review on this, much more crisp, much more professional, much more, you know, detailed. So I will link this description. Link that URL in the description below or in the comment section. So just check it out. So I'm just going to return this bike back. So thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you guys get to, you know, enjoy the video and learn something about this bike. I mean, in my perspective, of course lah. In my perspective, hopefully you guys get a glimpse of it. And so I see you guys soon with another video. Hopefully I get the e-bike, which is like in a month's time. I will be able to, you know, do a footage on delivering with this particular e-bike. So thank you guys for watching, and have a great day ahead.